What if I told you that the biggest thing stealing your happiness is not your past and not even your future? It is the fear of a future that hasn't even happened yet. Every day, millions of people wake up carrying invisible weight. They worry about money they haven't lost, jobs they haven't failed at, relationships that haven't ended, and problems that exist only inside their minds. But here's the truth. The future has never hurt you. Your imagination has. Today, I want to share 6 life-changing lessons that can free your mind from endless worry and help you experience something many people have forgotten: peace. So, before we begin, take one slow, deep breath. Relax your shoulders and give yourself the next few minutes, because this message may completely change the way you look at your life. Lesson 1. The future is not yours to control. Let's be honest. How many nights have you spent lying in bed thinking, what if everything goes wrong? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if my future falls apart? Now think about this. How many of those fears actually became real? Probably very few. Our minds have an incredible ability to create disasters that never happen. We suffer from problems that don't exist. And while we're busy fighting imaginary battles, here's something most people never realize. There's a huge difference between planning and worrying. Planning makes you stronger. Worrying makes you weaker. Planning says, I'll prepare for tomorrow. Worrying says, I'm already defeated. Can you see the difference? One creates action. The other creates fear. Imagine 2 people preparing for an important job interview. The first person studies the company, practices answers, dresses well, and sleeps early. The second person spends the entire night imagining rejection. Both are thinking about the future, but only one is actually preparing for it. The other is simply exhausting their mind. Ask yourself, which person are you becoming? Here's another truth. No one, not even the most successful people, knows exactly what tomorrow will bring. Life changes. Opportunities appear. Plans fail. New doors open. Unexpected blessings arrive. Sometimes the very thing you feared becomes the reason your life improves. Maybe losing one job leads you to a better career. Maybe one rejection saves you from the wrong path. Maybe one delay prepares you for something greater. But you'll never discover that if you spend your life believing every unknown moment is a threat. Instead of asking, what if everything goes wrong? Start asking, what if everything works out better than I expected? Your mind is already imagining the future. Why not allow it to imagine hope as well? Remember this. You are responsible for your effort. You are not responsible for controlling the entire universe. Do your best. Prepare wisely. Then let life unfold. Because peace begins the moment you stop trying to control what has never been yours to control. Lesson 2. Your future is built today. Have you ever looked at your biggest dream and thought, it's impossible? Almost everyone has. Not because the dream is impossible, but because they're looking at the entire mountain instead of the next step. Think about building a house. No one builds it in one day. It starts with one brick, then another. Your future works exactly the same way. People often say, I want to become successful. I want financial freedom. I want a healthier body. I want a peaceful life. Those dreams are beautiful. But dreams alone change nothing. Daily actions change everything. If you're worried about your health, drink 1 extra glass of water today. Take 1 walk. Eat 1 healthy meal. If you're worried about money, save a small amount. Avoid 1 unnecessary purchase. Learn 1 new financial skill. If you're worried about your future career, read 1 chapter. Practice 1 skill. Send 1 application. 1 action may look small, and habits become your future. This is where most people fail. They underestimate consistency. They think success comes from 1 giant moment. It doesn't. Success is usually quiet. It looks like showing up every day when nobody is watching. It looks like choosing discipline over comfort. It looks like making 1 good decision after another. The future isn't created by 1 perfect day. It's created by thousands of ordinary days used wisely. So every morning, instead of asking, how do I fix my entire life? Ask, what is 1 meaningful thing I can do today? 1 focused hour. 1 completed task. 1 difficult conversation. 1 healthy decision. That's enough. Because every small victory builds confidence. And confidence builds momentum. Momentum changes lives. Never forget this. It needs your action. And action is always available. Right now. Transition. So far we've learned something powerful. You don't have to control the future. And you don't have to solve your entire life today. But there's still one question that keeps many people trapped. What if something bad actually happens? That's exactly what we're going to discover next. Because the strongest people aren't the ones who avoid difficult times. They're the ones who trust themselves enough to face them. Let's continue. Lesson 3. Trust yourself more than your fear. Take a moment and think about the hardest season of your life. Maybe it was the loss of a job. Maybe it was heartbreak. Maybe it was failure. Or maybe it was a time when everything seemed to fall apart at once. Now ask yourself one simple question. How did you survive it? You probably didn't have all the answers. You probably didn't feel ready. You probably cried. You doubted yourself. You felt scared. And yet, you're still here. That means something very important. You're stronger than the version of yourself that keeps worrying about the future. The strange thing about fear is that it only shows us the problem. It never shows us our ability to solve it. When you imagine losing your job, your mind rarely imagines finding a better one. When you fear failure, your mind forgets that failure often teaches the lessons success never could. When you worry about being alone, you forget that new people enter your life every year. Fear tells only half of the story. Real life tells the rest. The truth is, every challenge you've ever faced has taught you something. Maybe it taught you patience. Maybe it taught you strength. Maybe it taught you who truly cared about you. Pain has a strange way of making us wiser. That's why you don't need to know every answer today. You only need to believe that when tomorrow arrives, you'll figure out the next step. Because that's exactly what you've always done. Instead of asking, what if I can't handle it? Try asking, what if I'm stronger than I think? That single question changes everything. Preparation is wise. Panic is not. Learn new skills. Save money. Take care of your health. Build meaningful relationships. These things make you stronger. But once you've prepared, stop replaying the same fear over and over. You cannot solve tomorrow's problems by sacrificing today's peace. Whenever life becomes difficult, remember these 4 simple steps. Pause. Breathe. Then ask yourself, what is the next right thing I can do? Not the next 10 steps. Just the next one. Life has always been lived one decision at a time. And that's how you'll continue moving forward. Lesson 4. Accept that life will always be uncertain. Here's something most people spend their entire lives fighting. Uncertainty. We all want guarantees. We want to know that we'll be successful. We want to know that our loved ones will stay. We want to know that our plans will work exactly the way we imagined. But life has never made those promises. Think about it. Some of the best moments in your life were completely unexpected. The people you love. The opportunities you found. The lessons that changed you. Most of them arrived without warning. If good surprises exist, why do we spend so much time expecting only bad ones? Our brains naturally focus on danger. Thousands of years ago, this helped human beings survive. Today, it often steals our happiness. Your mind says, what if something bad happens? But it rarely says, what if something wonderful is about to happen? What if the opportunity you've been praying for is closer than you think? What if one conversation changes your future? What if one decision opens a door you've never imagined? It also belongs to hope. That's why acceptance is so powerful. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means saying, I'll prepare for life, but I won't demand that life follows my exact plan. Imagine trying to control the weather. No matter how much you worry, the rain still comes. The wind still blows. The seasons still change. Life works the same way. Some things simply cannot be controlled. And fighting reality only creates more suffering. Flexible people don't break easily. They bend. They adjust. They grow. When one door closes, they look for another. When one plan fails, they create a new one. Because they understand something that many people never learn. The goal isn't to live a perfect life. The goal is to become the kind of person who can adapt to any life. Whenever uncertainty feels overwhelming, slow down. Look around you. Ask yourself, what is actually happening right now? Not tomorrow. Not next year. Right now. Most of the time, you'll realize you're safe. Your mind was simply visiting a future that doesn't exist yet. Bring it back. Back to this moment. Back to this breath. Back to today. Because this is the only place where your life is actually happening. Transition to the final lessons. So far, you've discovered 4 powerful truths. You cannot control everything. Your future is built by today's actions. You are stronger than your fears. And uncertainty isn't your enemy. It's simply part of being alive. But there's still one final piece that brings all these lessons together. How do you prepare for tomorrow, without allowing tomorrow to steal today? And more importantly, how do you finally experience real peace in a world that's always uncertain? Let's discover the final 2 lessons. Lesson 5, prepare for tomorrow, but live for today. By now, you may be wondering, if I shouldn't worry about the future, does that mean I shouldn't plan for it? Not at all. Planning is one of the smartest things you can do. The problem begins when planning turns into endless worrying. Planning gives you direction. Worry steals your energy. Imagine you're preparing for an important exam. You create a study schedule. You review your notes. You practice every day. That's planning. Now imagine spending hours thinking, what if I fail? What if everyone is smarter than me? What if I disappoint my family? Those thoughts won't help you answer a single question on the exam. The same is true in every area of life. If you're worried about money, create a budget. Learn a valuable skill. Build an emergency fund one step at a time. If you're worried about your health, move your body. Get enough sleep. Eat foods that give you energy. If you're worried about your career, keep learning. Keep improving. Keep showing up. The future responds to preparation, not panic. Here's a simple habit that can change your life. Every morning, ask yourself 3 questions. What matters most today? What is one action that moves me closer to my goal? These 3 questions keep your mind focused on what truly matters. And every evening, instead of asking, did I become successful today? Ask, did I become a little better than I was yesterday? Because success is never built in one giant leap. It's built through thousands of small victories that nobody sees. Trust the process. Even when progress feels slow. Even when nobody applauds you. Keep planting the seeds. Your future self will thank you for it. Lesson 6. The present is the only place where life exists. Take a look around you. Right now. This moment. This breath. This heartbeat. This is your life. Not next year. Not next month. Not tomorrow morning. Right here. And yet, how often do we miss it? We're eating dinner while thinking about work. We're sitting with our family while checking our phones. We're watching a beautiful sunset while worrying about bills. Our bodies are here, but our minds are somewhere else. That's why so many people feel like life moves too fast. It's not because time is speeding up. It's because they were never fully present while it was happening. Think about some of your happiest memories. A conversation that made you laugh. A quiet morning. A hug from someone you love. A peaceful walk. None of those moments became special because they were expensive. They became special because you were fully there. The present moment is where gratitude lives. It's where love grows. It's where memories are created. And it's the only place where you have the power to make a choice. Whenever your mind starts racing toward the future, pause for a moment. Take a slow breath. Notice 5 things you can see. 4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell. 1 thing you're grateful for. Within seconds, your mind begins to return home. Because peace is never found by chasing tomorrow. Peace is found by fully experiencing today. Don't wait until you become rich to enjoy life. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Don't wait until every problem disappears. Life isn't waiting for you in the future. Life is happening now. Enjoy the small moments. Call the people you love. Take care of your body. Learn something new. Smile more often. Rest without feeling guilty. And remember, one day, you'll realize that these ordinary moments were actually the extraordinary ones. Final message. Before you leave today, I want you to remember one simple truth. You don't have to carry the weight of your entire future. You only have to carry today's responsibility. The future will arrive one day at a time. When it does, you'll meet it with more wisdom, more experience, and more strength than you have today. So stop fighting battles that don't exist yet. Stop letting imaginary fears steal real happiness. Prepare wisely. Work with purpose. Trust yourself. And most importantly, live this day completely. Because every beautiful future is built by someone who chose to use today well. If this message touched your heart, don't let it end here. Share it with someone who needs a little hope today. And if you want more life-changing lessons that help you build a calmer mind, stronger confidence, and a more meaningful life, subscribe to the channel and become part of this journey. Until next time, take care of your mind, protect your peace, and remember, the future doesn't need your fear. It only needs your next wise step.